Oh boy.
And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem of the Crypto, episode 822. Today is Monday, October 25th, 2021, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish, and today's top stories. Who owns the most Bitcoin? Anyone who studies Bitcoin ends up investing in it, says Scaramucci. I always say that wrong. Nigerian president to unveil eNaira, central bank digital currency, and SHIBA plummets 20% as Elon Musk reveals he owns none. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh yeah, so taking a look at our prices today. Let me jump back. We were looking at SHIBA a little earlier, but Bitcoin here is $63,274, up 4.2%. Ethereum at $4,161 is up 2.4%. Binance Coin at that number 3 slot, $486, up 2.3%. Cardano sitting at $215, up 0.9% today. Solana at that number 6 spot, crossed the $200 mark to $208, up 9.3% today. XRP sitting at $109 is up 0.5% today. Polkadot at $43.69 is up 2.75%. Dogecoin at 26 cents is up 2.6%. And rounding out that top 10, Terra at $43.16 is up 5%. So we see a lot of these coins. And I do want to give a quick shout out to SHIBA moving to 13. That was a crazy pump over the weekend. But a lot of these coins that people are rotating in and out of altcoins, trying to position themselves for maybe alt season, which is why we talked about that last week. So nothing to be worried about here.
Yep. Okay. Really quick, some quick shout outs. I want to say first, thank you, BK Born, Bedside Race. Thank you for the tip. Good morning, Crypto Warriors and family. What's going on? Lisa Lee, Wendy Nichols, Patrick Walter, Crypto Vixen, Eric Horton, Too Young, Too Gray, DM Card, Dallas Prince, Dallas Pipes, Esther Cherubin. What's going on? First time I've seen that name, I think. Just in for you, Jamal Rome. Hello. Yes, smash that like and share. And want to give a shout out. Hey, Crypto Vantage is in the chat. Want to give a quick shout out to Crypto Vantage as well. You know, we've been having this ongoing sponsorship with them. Today's show is sponsored by CryptoVantage.com, a free news and educational resource for cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and all things under digital assets umbrella. We'll be featuring a story from them today. But really quick, I want to talk about the altcoin thing you just mentioned too. So I saw a couple of comments last week, and I responded to a couple of them. But one person was like, you know, please explain to me how, you know, I got in the tail at the beginning of 2021 in January, and how I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars where I can buy 4 or 5 Bitcoin now. So how the hell are altcoins, or how can you not make money? Or he said something like, how can you lose money in altcoins when you're in the Bitcoin market, blah, blah, blah. They basically were saying, what the hell are we talking about? Well, I wanted to point out that specific project and every other altcoin project under the umbrella, because just because you enter and exit a project at a certain point does not mean it outpaced Bitcoin. It might outpace Bitcoin from that time period, but you can't just say, well, I got in here, let's look at this chart right here. I got in here in January with like $10,000. So let's say January, they got in at 0.000 or 0.004 cent. I got in that January, $10,000. I'm up hundreds of thousands of dollars by now at tail sits at what, 1 cent, 2 cent almost to buy more Bitcoin. As I put in the chat, people, yes, on a micro level, if you're going to just say, yeah, I caught a pump when Bitcoin wasn't pumping, so I'm up. No, that doesn't mean the altcoin outperformed Bitcoin. You got to go all the way back to its inception in 2018 when it was already at 0.01 cent. And then you have to say since 2018, January 19, 2018, Bitcoin's price to now, what tail coins still have outperformed Bitcoin. Now, again, I do see this ridiculous pump. And that's, again, for those people who sold at the top. If you put in $10,000, $20,000 at 0.008 cent and you sold at the top, yes, but that still doesn't mean that altcoin outperformed Bitcoin. It means you caught a pump. I'm not understanding this. Furthermore, we're talking about long-term stuff. We're not talking about how to come in and make USD and leave. But again, that's what that Friday show is for. That's what Talk Shop Live is for, to talk altcoins and casino plays. We are talking about long-term and actual usage. There is no volume on some of these platforms, these altcoins you all scream about. The only volume is there to trade USD to make more money. there isn't actual usage volume or value for that matter. So I just want to make sure I point that out, since people are like, well, my altcoin outperformed Bitcoin in this 6-month span or this 8-month span. Well, Bitcoin is 12 years. So let's go another 5 years and see where your altcoin is at. Again, as history has shown, it's not working, people. Like, go to the top 10. We haven't got to go that far back now. Let's go to the top 10 coins 2 months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So definitely wanted to point it out. All right,
where's ICP? Where's
ICP was in the top 10. They had their day in the sun for 5 minutes. I'm sure you could have traded in and out of that and been like, hey, we outperformed Bitcoin today. I ain't trying to hear that.
Exactly.
Had to point that out. Speaking of Bitcoin, anyone who studies Bitcoin ends up investing in it, says Scaramucci. What's going on here?
Oh, yeah. So Scaramucci, who has bragged that he has billions of dollars in Bitcoin, he says that understanding Bitcoin inevitably leads to growing adoption. And most people who I've talked to, I've said the same thing. If you actually learn about Bitcoin, you understand it. I haven't really met anybody who doesn't stick with it. And in his Monday interview with CNBC's Capital Connection, he also served as a 10-day stint as President Donald Trump's communications director. That was a quick stint. He urged investors to do the homework on Bitcoin, understand what it is, and suggested reading the white paper written by Satoshi Nakamoto. One thing I do want to ask is, maybe he mentioned Bitcoin to Trump, and that's why he fired him after 10 days. He's like, hey, man, I can't have you in here. Hey, I got to pay people back in USD. But one of the best parts is he basically is saying what we've been saying all along, that anybody who actually learns it, sees it over time, they all buy Bitcoin, they always stick with it. So shout out to Scaramucci.
There it is. There it is. Shout out to Scaramucci. That would be hilarious if actually that was the reason. He was like, yeah, we got Scaramucci here, maybe make some moves. And he like, yeah, man, y'all heard about Bitcoin, right? It could change the way we do business here.
Get him out. Security.
Yeah,
get him out of here.
Security.
No, he didn't even make it to 30 days. You know how they used to have a 30-day or a 90-day like training session. He didn't even make it that long. Man, he had 10 days. But again, he's got Bitcoin, so he's not hurting.
Right. Yao Nadab Array, yes. Send us via email your website link for us. What's going on? Fatima Boyd, Lawrence Sanders, Kasha Tariq. Hey, Kasha, what's going on? I should have known it. Kasha said, just pulled up an altcoin chart versus Bitcoin. Real simple to make more Bitcoin, not money. Exactly. Let's see. Jamal said, what city am I showing you all? You already know this is that great city of Los Angeles. I'm glad you like the view. One of the other altcoin armies we have in here, I won't say which one. It rhymes with Mexican, but one of them on Twitter one time was like, it looked like you'd be streaming from your mom's house. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I love my mom's house. This is it. Zay is absolutely hilarious listening to these people on Twitter some days. I love it.
I love it. This industry is the best.
I can't remember. I was actually watching Skip and Shannon one morning, and Shannon was talking about people who was coming after him. And Skip with like a straight face, but he's being funny. He was like, where are they coming after you at on Twitter? It's like, exactly. Oh, Crypto Vantage. Shout out to Crypto Vantage. It's so close to 19,000 subscribers. Let's go, Jim, into crypto. And for if you didn't check it out yet, go ahead and go to Crypto Vantage. I have an interview with Jen from Crypto Vantage, actually, where we talked all things Bitcoin last week. So check that out as well. All right, let's see. What about ICP integrating Bitcoin smart contracts? What does that really entail? I'll say this. I actually have seen a lot of news on the forums about ICP integrating into Bitcoin and doing things with Bitcoin. Right now, it's all talk to me. I need to actually see this thing happen. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, exactly. It's show and tell right now. They just had their good little opening pump, and then now they got to prove themselves. Got to wait.
But one thing I know we're all interested in, as Crypto Vantage, who owns the most Bitcoin? This is a pretty cool article coming out of Crypto Vantage. Again, today's show sponsor, CryptoVantage.com. Make sure you check them out. But who owns the most Bitcoin? We thought this is a pretty cool article. Of course, they say that the success of Bitcoin has achieved so far as the world's leading digital currency is amazing because the pioneer cryptocurrency only had a market cap of around $143 million just 1 year ago. But as of this writing, Bitcoin's total market cap stands at a whopping 1.148 trillion. So, that is like, you talk about the times 10 plus. But as we talk about the amount of Bitcoin circulation, which right now about 18 million some change, of course, a lot of those have been lost on the throughout the way. We're talking about companies and people who own the most Bitcoin. Now, there are, what's the website Bitcoin's where it has like the Bitcoin wealth distribution?
Man, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember it right now. But you can
it
just
might be actually on the site, but you can actually see Bitcoin's wealth distribution on some sites. We'll pull it up here in a second. But again, Crypto Vantage, you're looking at some of the top companies and investors holding the most Bitcoin around the world. Go ahead.
Yeah, they got the Bitcoin rich list right here. Hold up. Yeah, it's bitinfocharts.com, and I'll post that in the chat.
There we go. bitinfocharts.com. bitinfocharts.com. There we go. So let's check that out. Boom, there it is. I remember we used to look at this chart like literally on a weekly basis when Bitcoin Zay and I used to be a top percentage holder on these things. Let's just say that. But I remember those days when you showed me the chart. I was looking at it all the time, like, all right, where we at? Oh man, we gotta break it to that top 1%. We was in the top 2% for a little minute, for some years, into that bear market. That bear market came, everything flipped again. All right, but some of the top names they have on here are McCree Zahn. Zahn McCree is a co-founder of Bitmain, one of the biggest crypto mining companies known for its Antminer line of ASIC mining machines. After a long power struggle with Jahan Wu, Bitmain co-founder in 2019, Zahn left the crypto giant mining business and has since purchased shares from shareholders to become the company's largest shareholder to date. After Satoshi, Zahn McCree is considered the second wealthiest man in the crypto space with a Bitcoin net worth of $3.2 billion. Now, I'm sure you have something to say about, but a couple of things for me, I would say first and foremost, I'm not sure how much of that power Jahan Wu actually lost. I remember we report on these stories. To my understanding, Jahan Wu just lost executive power, let's say. He's not making the day-to-day decisions. And some of that also is because that company may have been trying to go public as well, or at least trying to bring in more funding. So with that, I would say I'm not sure exactly how much money or monetary or power actually Jahan Wu lost. And then the second thing is, does Zahn really own that much Bitcoin, or does China do? I don't know. But what are your thoughts on Zahn making it to the top, one of the top ones there?
Yeah, well, I've always heard about him, but he's one of the quiet billionaires in the space, not really out doing anything. But yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you start a business that provides the shovels during a gold rush. Remember, the people who made the most money were the people who provided the shovels, aka mining machines. So people want to mine, provide them with the shovels, and then you can go from there. And that's always who makes the most money. Not surprised at all.
There it is. Coming in at number 2, we got Mike Novogratz, of course. Mike Novogratz saying Bitcoin hitting 100K by the end of the year. He said crypto makes up 85% of his net worth, accounting for a $4.8 billion value. Of course, Novogratz, he came off of Wall Street. He had some misgivings there, came over to the crypto space where he found success, co-founder of Block, and a lot of other things going on. Of course, Bitcoin Zay has spoken to him, so that comes as no surprise. See Novogratz on that list.
Oh yeah, shout out to Novogratz. Just interviewed him last week, and yeah, he's definitely deep in the crypto space, Bitcoin, everything. He's one of those people that's exploring everything because he has the money to. He can just throw money at every type of project, see what sticks. But yeah, it's surprising that they put him on here as one of the top Bitcoin holders. I don't know if he's a top Bitcoin holder, but definitely.
That's why I wanted your thought on it. That caught me off guard too a little bit.
Yeah, but we don't know. He could be all Bitcoin. He could just be talking about other projects. Who knows what people actually have? But the fact that he's a billionaire and he can afford to buy it at a pace higher than Michael Saylor, I wouldn't doubt it.
It'll be hilarious if he actually doesn't own any Bitcoin, but just promoting and pumping Bitcoin has caused his business to help up.
All crypto percent. Yeah, nah, I definitely know he has some. So yeah, it should definitely be on this list.
I thought the Winklevoss twins would actually come before Novogratz, but of course the Winklevoss twins, the story of how the twins got into crypto is one of the most interesting tales in finance today. The twin brothers are famous for suing Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg in 2008 for stealing the concept of their social media platform. After the settlement they received from the lawsuit, the two went all in on Bitcoin today and own between 70,000 to 100,000 Bitcoins. At some point, the Winklevoss twins were considered Bitcoin's wealthiest individuals, owning about 1% of Bitcoin's total supply. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think they may be the wealthiest people in Bitcoin.
If I had to guess, it'd be Winklevoss twins.
Exactly. Look, come on.
They were around 2011, 2012 with billions already.
Come on. Imagine if Bitcoin Zay and I jumped into Bitcoin in 2011 and 12 with a $60 million settlement for funding. Like, yeah, we got 5 Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Listen, the Winklevoss twins are mid-30s, very smart people. I think they're the top. I think they're some of the tops. They're not going to let the world know until it's too late. And I still can't wait for the day when they get to stun on Mark Zuckerberg. I know the day's on the come. But they be like, oh, you got your broke ass Facebook money, boy. You only worth $200 billion. What I'm gonna do with $200 billion? I can't even buy another country with that type of money. My army costs $300 billion. What you over here doing, Mark?
Over there trying to build copycat centralized shit coins, and we over here with most of the Bitcoin, 1% of the supply. I think they got their revenge back against Mark, even though they still should have stuffed him. He's in the locker, but hey.
Hey, the locker play may be coming because it's going to be like 6ix9ine and Meek Mill, two teams of security facing off. It's going to be the Winklevoss twins and their $1 billion security team, and Mark Zuckerberg and his $1 billion security team.
Yeah, his robot security team. He got
everybody going to be ex-special forces who know everybody and be like, hey, man, let them have it all. Man, we ain't got time for this. They ain't going to kill each other.
Yeah, let them run the fade. Yeah.
They're not going to kill each other.
Hey, man, run the fade. Do it from the let them take it from the shoulders, man. Let them duke it out.
Well, all right, and the last two, of course, are MicroStrategy and Tesla. Again, what's incredible about seeing MicroStrategy and Tesla on here is that in another year or two, they are going to be the premier institutions and companies that jumped into cryptocurrency early, when essentially even MicroStrategy, I mean, let's be honest, we talk about MicroStrategy and Tesla because of the amount of Bitcoin they bought with the money that they have. We don't talk about them because they did something innovative. It's literally we're just talking about because like, hey, yo, this company bought a bunch of Bitcoin. So shout out, because that is a big risk to shout out to Michael Saylor, especially. That is a big risk. It could have went wrong. You know, we could have entered a bear market for 2 or 3 years and he would have been left holding the bag type of deal. So it did take incredible risk, but it's also crazy to see like this only happened a year ago. Like it happened a year ago and they're in the history books of cryptocurrency now because they bought more than everybody else. But shout out to them. I do think these are probably two of the biggest companies in the space as well.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I can't disagree there. We've seen them on the news enough. And I know MicroStrategy is already up $2 billion on the Bitcoin that they bought. That's going to be an example for more companies. So not surprised there.
Yep, there it goes. S1 Dub said, you know that Ray, talking about Ray Dalio, is just looking for the way to manipulate Bitcoin to protect its traditional holdings. All right, there we go. Let's see. Rashu. Oh, everybody's mad I'm lumping in all the altcoin crazies together. It's hilarious. This is pretty funny. Let's see. Toy the Gamer. What do we think about Chainlink? It's been holding steady. I mean, Chainlink just has to get up and working, really. It's supposed to be an oracle to connect blockchains, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see what blockchains are going to connect and what's going to do once they connect it. Like, you know, it's all about showing proof of concept these days. People, everything sounds amazing, but I just want to get stuff working all like fully, not was in this stage. It's about making it work. Let's see. Bon Fetus said Zon owns the people's Bitcoin. Exactly. That isn't Zon's Bitcoin. That's the country's China's Bitcoin. We all
disappear like Jack Ma if you ever try to run off with it.
Right. Janine Hayes said, finally caught this show live. What up, Janine? I think I'm pronouncing that right. Happy to be here with the rest of y'all crypto warriors. Let's see. Dexter Robertson said, another realistic sheep holder here. I'm up big holding. I know at the current circulating supply is too large to reach a penny. With Burns implemented now, we'll see. We still great gains to be had. Okay, we'll definitely get to them in a moment. Let's see. Everybody's talking about SHIBA. All right, we're gonna get to it in a second. Let's talk about Nigerian president really quick though. The Nigerian president is set to unveil the eNaira central bank digital currency. That's right. The Nigerian central bank digital currency was originally slated for launch earlier this month, but it has been delayed. Shout out again to, of course, Cointelegraph for this amazing artwork right here. I got a CBDC on the sub-Sahara desert out there, it looks like. But what's going on with Nigerian President Buhari?
Oh, yeah. Well, what's going on is they finally realized they can't stop Bitcoin, and they pushed this out as fast as possible. The Central Bank of Nigeria has published a document in which it reaffirms its intention to introduce the eNaira after previously attempting but failing to do so. And according to the design paper for the eNaira, the CBN now considers itself prepared to implement Nigeria's CBDC. So if the CBN is working on a global cryptocurrency that will be used as a means of payment and the store of value in addition to replacing cash, then we were correct. Every single country will probably adopt a CBDC at some point. I still think we got to find that video, King. The first time we saw CBDC in an article, it was like 8 times in a row. And we were like, yeah, this is obviously the plan. And I think that was 2018. So, you know, we're at the point now where every country pretty much is going to adopt it. And I think they rushed it out because if you see that senator, he was almost in tears. he was damn near about to cry because he was like, I don't know why these kids won't listen. They won't stop using Bitcoin. There's nothing we can do. Exactly. There's nothing they can do. So they have to counter it with this central back currency. And I think they're just trying to make it harder for people to use Bitcoin. But once people's accounts gets turned off, or if your digital payments don't work, or if they start putting the same constraints on it as what we have now, people are going to see right through that. So we'll see what happens with Nigeria.
Yeah. Not only that, we do know, Africa historically, countries, I mean, it's multiple countries in there now, but just taking resources, or at least trying to get a foot up on the country without giving them their just due. So as countries in Africa start to switch to their own CBDCs, their own digital currencies, to their own whatever, it will be very interesting to see how the world's dynamic play out on a geopolitical scale. Like, will countries still be able to say, well, for this natural resource, this oil, we're going to do this? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be crazy to literally see how business is conducted, especially if African countries start to tell other countries like, yeah, we'll do business with you in our own digital currency. Yeah. That's going to add a big change. And that's why I don't think these are going to do anything. Everybody's going to be CBDC crazy. Go ahead.
What's the spread on it? Because again, what's the supply of CBDCs? Is it based on the money that's circulating and savings? Do they just flip people's stuff up, like whatever? And then how does it compare to other people's CBDCs, like other fiat? Are we still gonna have the same spreads? Is it still gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be kind of weird implementing that without it basically being just a digital version of what we have now, just with more oversight. So it's gonna be, it'll be interesting to see them try to roll this out. And if they fail right now, this is sort of the final boss, CBDCs. This is the final boss right here. So if they fail right here, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, what would make sense, even though I know it's not going to happen, would be if they were to actually adopt Bitcoin as a reserve. You create a CBDC and you say, hey, this CBDC isn't out of thin air. It's actually being backed by Bitcoin. So you have a digital currency backed by an actual digital reserve. So that would be the thing to actually make sense. But of course, it may not actually happen. And I'm not finding it right now. I was trying to talk and look for it. I'm back in 2018 now, when of course we hadn't quite figured out how to title everything, but I will find the story where we were talking about CBDCs, and we're gonna have that clip for you all for sure. I'm over here looking now. It's one of those.
Shout out to Reggie. He just jumped in. CBDCs are not competition to Bitcoin or Ethereum. They are late to the party, so they will have to contend with infringing rights on patents already existing. Yeah, and I think that the work that's being done by most of these countries, yeah, absolutely, it's just copies of copies. Whoever's doing the tech, it's not anything new. It's just a digital version of what we have now, and it doesn't compete, but it could be on ramps cut off because of it.
Shout out to Reggie Middleton. What's going on? And we see you all talking about it. And yes, SHIBA plummets 20% as Elon Musk reveals he owns none. Here's the crazy thing about SHIBA. Before we get started, get those likes up. Got them. Listen, folks, this is ridiculous. 215 people watching, 106 likes. It's a free thing. It's a free show. Click that little thumbs up button. Help the algorithm go crazy. You know we get shadow banned.
Where's my mic? Oh, man.
Oh, Crypto Vantage said it might be time to start singing, Zay.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't
call for it.
She's your queen to be.
Oh, no. Why do y'all want us to keep doing this? Just log on, click the thumbs up. This is terrible. Sergeant Crypto said, what's up?
I said, get the likes up.
Sergeant Crypto said, yep, y'all said it back in 2018, talking about that CBDC. I'm pretty sure it was in January of 2018. I got my articles pulled up. I know it was in January. It was because it was after, if you all remember in 2017, like October, November, we kept saying, wait until the regulators come back from vacation and after Martin Luther King Day. And that was around the time we saw the name CBDC pop up for the first time. But we're definitely going to find that article because that was hilarious. Reno Gamble, I agree. They should call their African digital currency Gaddafi's ghost. For those who don't know, Gaddafi was trying to make one world or one African currency backed by gold. And of course, a lot of people say that's why Hillary Clinton and some other folks went there to go kill him, because that would have messed up the central bank money and all that good stuff. Trek PFC Will says it's about to be a currency war like no other. I've been saying it. The Blue Dogs are coming. Who's the manager of the account and who wrote the program for them? Exactly. All right, let's check this out. SHIBA plummets 20% as Elon Musk says he's owned none. Again, SHIBA quickly crashed 20% as Tesla CEO and dog token. I don't even know what this word is. Elon Musk announced he owns none of the canine themed coins. I mean, the story is in the title, the headline, of course, but it said the retracement came after SHIBA surged past its previous all-time high to tag a local top of 0.00044 on Sunday, following a more than 500% rally since the start of October. And again, they tweeted him, "Hey, at Elon Musk, how much sheep are you holding?" Where, of course, I'm assuming he came back and was like, nada.
None.
What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's hilarious. I mean, I just think this space, again, if you take it too serious, some aspects you get to miss all the fun parts. I think this is one aspect that people are literally relying on Elon Musk tweets for their trading and investing advice. So you've already lost at that point. So if it drops 20%, the bots, I'm sure, kicked in based on social cues. And then, of course, with other people selling as well. But again, him holding SHIBA or not shouldn't be a determining factor of whether or not you do. And I just want to say this. It seems like we have to describe sort of the strategy of how these pump and dumps work for some people to get it. It seems like this is what's happening now. You get a Telegram Discord group, you get some fake copy and paste project, you give a quadrillion tokens or as many tokens as you want, and then you promise a burn at some point because then people are like, oh, it's going to get more scarce, and then you promise airdrops or other stuff like that, so they're getting free money in their mind. You have a couple whales pump it to holy hell 2 or 3 times. People are like, well, I made money off of it. And then you have a super pump at some point when Bitcoin goes crazy. And then a lot of people get left in the bag, sort of like Dogecoin, sort of like some others. So that's sort of the strategy. And I hope most people who do have SHIBA just understand, sell at some point. This is not something, this is not a long-term investment. It's not going to $1. You're not going to have $1 quadrillion in circulation. We don't have it in circulation right now. So, I mean, SHIBA's not going to $1. Doesn't even make sense market cap wise. But just find a place to sell and get out of there. Because, I mean, it can make you some fiat money. But, again, get over yourselves. Not much better than Hexkins.
Yeah, I can't find. Oh, you did not just say in the comment section, they said don't compare them to them as well. Hilarious. I can't find it because we do a pretty good job of deleting the bots. But if you ever been on our channel, here we go. Actually, I just found one. Perfect. All right. So here's how pump it does. And we actually illustrate this in the master class, which is a baseline script. But for those who haven't got the master class yet, this is what a pump done script. This is our YouTube comments, but these are the same type of scripts you'll see on Telegram, on Twitter channels, Twitter threads, everything. And what you need to know is that these people literally work together. They work with other YouTubers, they work with other people on Twitter, and they'll literally say, all right, let's get all our numbers together. We have about a group, but we have about access to 500,000 people on all these social media channels. And we're going to basically pump this same script. Now, this is like an easy one because you can clearly tell most of the stuff is cut, copy, and paste. But there are some more sophisticated ones, especially on the forums, where people like this is normal people. They sound like normal people because they are, but they're pumping a coin intentionally. But like essentially, this random person, great video from a technical point of view, blah, blah, blah. If you really want to learn, then shout out to Mr. Benjamin, an expert trader without flaws. Every trader has flaws or whatever. Then right under, I'm going to be pulling out another 5 Bitcoin a day for the 3rd time this month. I'm really excited. I'm crazy excited to have him. No doubt, Mr. Benjamin Joseph is very good. I traded 7,000, withdrew 16,000 after 5 working days. I recommend him in my strategy. Like, and this thread will go on and on. Look, 36 people thumbs up this thing. Like, these are what the pump and dump chats look like. But really quick, to go back to SHIBA, and especially now that it's at its all-time high. Let's take one more quick peek at this thing. I haven't done the numbers yet. I haven't ran the numbers, so I might be wrong on this. But first and foremost, just looking at it again, of course, it started very low, a couple of quick pumps. But what was the price of Bitcoin in August, right?
Yeah, 15, 20,000.
So 20,000. So let's say Bitcoin is at 25, 30,000 in August. It's at 60,000 right now. Again, when it comes to actually getting more Bitcoin, it's still for the most part outperforming. You will need to immediately catch these peaks and sell. Like right now, you should be selling for Bitcoin instead of continuing to play this long game for those in SHIBA, because the rest of the time it's going to have the same type of dip. I mean, look at this. It went from 3,500 Satoshis right back down to 938. I don't know. We've already said our thoughts on it. The max supply is, I don't even know this number again. what's that? 100. That's 100 million, 100 billion, 100 trillion. And what is this? 1 quadrillion?
1 quadrillion.
1 quadrillion, people. Not saying it can't happen. Some of these numbers you throw out there. All I'm saying is that when they do happen, the price of Bitcoin literally might be at $400,000, like $500,000 Bitcoin by the time you see some of the numbers you want to see. But hey, this market is irrational. Dogecoin was pumped like crazy. So here's my question then: for if Shiba is going to go up to where it's supposed to go up to, where people wanted to go up to, does Dogecoin continue to pump, or is Dogecoin over? Is Dogecoin?
So I saw a tweet that said Dogecoin is old tech. I was dying laughing. I was like, the TikTok kids have moved on to Shiba and creating their own coins to try and pump. And it's hilarious. This is a hilarious space to see. Just again, people, just watch yourself in the shitcoin casino. I know it's fun. Again, there's nothing funnier than buying something that's worthless and watching it go to a higher price so that you make money, not doing any actual work. I understand. All of your sensors, and it feels good. You get that dopamine hit every time that happens. So I understand it. But again, we're talking about real money here. Calm down. It's not. This isn't going. I mean, a few people make it rich, but it's not going to save the economy. Like I've seen some TikToks where people are like, "This is going to bring the economy to its knees." And I'm like, "Oh man, Shiba people, calm down."
And don't forget, people, for most of these altcoins, like Shiba's a perfect example too. It's still new. It's only been on August of 2020. I saw someone said too young, too gray. I'm not sure if that number is right, but possibly they said I read $1,000 in Shiba on January 1st is now 500 million. Not sure how accurate that is.
Off, man. Y'all got to stop looking.
But what I will say is the price.
I got to stop looking at nomics.
Well, no, I'm actually curious to see what it was. Like the price.
I mean, it could be, yeah.
0.00000000001. Here's the thing: even if it were $500 million, which I'm not sure that to be true. Again, I would actually need to look at the numbers and do the math. But let's say it was $500 million. That's going to take out a large chunk of that market cap right there. Not all of it, of course. It'll take out a large chunk. So I don't know. No one's watching. Then I'm gonna do the numbers. I'm gonna do the math and see in a moment. Let's see. Bomb Fetus said crazy gains if you got in early. Yep, that's for everyone though out there. Let's see. Dexter said there are other catalysts for SHIB are forthcoming as well. Most don't know that in addition to SHIB swap, they have a layer 2 blockchain launch and soon the utility is there. No, that does not mean. So it
doesn't mean anything.
Because here's why it doesn't mean utility. And this is what we mean by utility. All it takes for any cryptocurrency to work is for two people. Two people say, yes, we're going to use it to swap, trade, value, whatever. Then it works. So any cryptocurrency, we could start XYZ coin right now. If we can convince enough people that XYZ coin will have something coming forward in 2 years, we're going to have an XYZ swap. We're going to have an XYZ airdrop. We're going to have an XYZ voting mechanism. Like, do you hear all these buzzwords I'm throwing at you right now? We could build this platform up and at $0, we could get XYZ realistically to at least 10 million, 20, 30 million. And for all of our crypto warriors, we all be super wealthy. And at $30 to $50 million, Bitcoin Maximus will start coming into the this space and saying, wait, what exactly are you doing here that nobody else has done already? That's what we mean by utility. If you're just doing the same thing that Dogecoin did or whatever Uniswap is doing, if you're doing the same thing that someone else is doing, how much utility do you really have? Now, I get it. I know about Leash, I know about Shiba, and I know they have a third one. I think it's Bone or something coming through. Once Bone or whatever gets released, the price is going to pump again. It still doesn't mean they're doing anything but moving a lot of parts in different directions. Yeah.
I mean, we could make a good looking DAO, a good looking coin. Like, oh yeah, this has layer 2 blockchain interoperability, cross-chain swaps, mother of God, Merkle trees. You like, oh my God, all this stuff.
Yeah, Merkle trees.
Yeah, like it's just all this stuff. It doesn't mean anything. Just
what's the hold on, I'm over here trying to do this math right now. See what 1,000 would have got you.
Oh man. It probably is 500,000. It probably wasn't 500 million. I can see 1,000 get you 500,000. I mean, we've seen 500 X's before. That's nothing new in crypto. That was 2017 all over again. A bunch of 500 X's on the small coins. But what happened to those exchanges? What happened to Cryptopia? What happened to Bittrex? What happened to Poloniex? All these exchanges where you can buy these coins, that's going to be the real problem. And if they are decentralized, as y'all say, all I got to say is that pretty much every DeFi project, if they're building on top of that, layer 2 has been hacked. So they're going to have to worry about that. Again, it's just a lot of stuff that goes into it that, again, it's a gamble. It's speculative. It's fun. take it that way. Don't take it to heart. It's not. I've seen some TikTokers think they're gonna be rich forever off Shiba. So hey, have your fun. But again, as far as Elon, somebody said Elon tweeted that he would be a billionaire off Dogecoin. Elon be lying. First trip. When y'all gonna get that? Elon lies, like, or he just said stuff. But at the same time, he could have been trolling you. He could have been trolling you there as well. He can pump the price when he feels like it. He can wake up tomorrow and say, "I'm buying as much Doge as possible," and the price will go 80% over the next week. Just because people will speculate that if he's buying it, I should buy it. Like, all right, calm down, people.
Listen, the bottom line, folks, is just to be careful on altcoins. It's a casino. We keep calling it a casino. We are not saying you cannot make money at the casino. We're just saying don't bet the house on the casino saying, hey, I guess I'll park my money in Shiba for the next 10 years and I should walk away a quadrillionaire.
Yeah.
It's like, listen,
all right.
Give it 6 months and let's see what the Shiba times 2 is. Or they do enough. What's going to happen if someone forks Shiba and say, hey, look, we know we had Shiba and all this was coming, but this makes it even better. This is it. Did you privacy? We didn't have privacy on the first Shiba. We got privacy on this one. Literally, we'll see the market just like leave Shiba to this new Shiba privacy. But again, there's a lot of good coins out right now. Y'all seen someone say Gala. I know Gala had a crazy pump. Axie Infinity. I mean, there are tons of coins out there. Just make sure you're being careful in it. We had to mention Shiba today. We did see it had that crazy pump over the weekend as well. Let's see. In February, you can buy 1 billion Shibas for $10. Woo! Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's crazy. But again, just make sure you're not doing anything crazy. Throw some house money at it, or excuse me, not house money. Throw some discretionary income at it if you want to, because yeah, if you can turn, as they said, $1,000 into 500 million and go for it, but at the same time, at that moment, we could have turned that $1,000 into it. I don't think there were any talk of the town about Shiba at all. So you were literally throwing that $1,000 at a dead project. I mean, put the coin market cap, flip that chart, flip that top 10 thing upside down, go to the bottom of the list and coin number 5,000 or 1,000, put $1,000 to all those too. Like all you need I'm serious. All you need is them to hit too. Listen, this is all we're trying to tell you, people. I hear you. I hear you.
Go to the spots and put in your quarters.
If you got the masterclass, you saw my Dogecoin wallet from January. Like, people, we hear you. We understand how to play with this market too. We just have to be sure to tell people what's going to happen to the average person, not everyone out there. Bitcoins, they would tell you in 2016, 2017, y'all talking about throwing $1,000 on coins. People, you know how much money I had on every project out in the market? You talking about putting $1,000 on every coin and seeing which one's going. It still doesn't work as far as outperforming Bitcoin. I'm trying to tell you. I've done it. I've done every trick in the book. I've caught almost every pump out there. And I'm still here to tell you that would I have rather kept catching those pumps or would I have just kept buying Bitcoin? I'd rather kept buying Bitcoin because I'm telling you what, for all those people say I caught the guy I caught my 10x or 20x off tail. I caught this off Shiba. Okay. All right. Every time somebody tells me what coin they caught the pump, tell me which coin they didn't catch and how much they lost. Because you're not just catching all these 10.
Not catching every single one, bro. Yeah,
I don't want to hear
everybody out here taking no L's. Everybody all W's. Tell us about that coin that went down 89% that you guess dead. Or tell us about the one you bought at the top back in 2017.
You see what I'm saying? Because everybody's trying to paint that narrative and picture like, oh yeah, just $1,000. So, again, so my point is, are you just putting your money, your portfolio, these are your 3 to 5 tokens, and you put 1,000 or 10,000 in this one, and it did it 10 times in 20. What happened to those other 4 tokens you was into? I want
to hear all the stories.
You know what I'm saying? I want to hear the full. Don't give me one little corner of the story. I want to hear the whole thing. Let's see. Ashley K said one wallet holds 28% of Dogecoin. Shiba is community based. You're missing it completely. Again, I'm definitely not missing it. As I told Zay before the show, I mean, listen, I made my money off Shiba as well. But it's at the top. I made my money. I'm dipping. Yeah, Ryan Cooper, Shiba's treating me well. It's treating me well too. I still don't co-sign it. I still wouldn't co-sign it. When I put money in Shiba, it was at 2 a.m. because somebody kept bothering me about it. And I told them I just do it off the strength of their word. Lost some money, made some money in it. I still don't co-sign it. All right. I've literally done a deep dive into the project. But hey, as I always say, time will tell. We'll be back. We'll be here in 6 months. Listen, we'll be here in a year, people. We'll be here this time next year. And we'll talk about SHIBA then as well.
Yeah, I'm good at poker, but I wouldn't make it my 9 to 5. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. Listen, there was many who came before you. In the words of BitConnect, listen, it's so many that came before y'all. BitConnect, Verge. I don't think SHIBA had a higher pump than Verge. Pivx, yeah, Pivx. Wimble was supposed to take over. Who else we had? Stratus. Oh, remember Stratus? People.
Oh man, Stratus.
Some of the coins y'all naming now didn't have a bigger pump than Stratus. Look up Stratus. When your coin overperforms Stratus in this time period that it did in 2017, I'm ready to listen. But
or Neo.
Neo, people, we watched Neo go from 25 cents to $81.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your coin. Please tell me about what we don't know in this space right now.
Yeah, but I love this space for the simple fact that some people will get rich that have never, ever seen that money before. And that's the best part about this. Some people will get what they consider rich because it's all subjective. The person that's never had anything, 100,000 is rich to them. So, you know, it is fun to see that. But again, we have to give you all the downfall. Somebody was like, we sound like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. We're like, nah, we're not discouraging doing it. What we're saying is be careful, because most of the other channels you watch, they're going to tell you go all in on some whatever project and pump you to hold the hell, and you're going to be standing there holding the bags. We'll give you the truth, though, because honestly, it's not all what it seems, but you can't get lucky sometimes.
All right, we got to end it on this. My opinions. This is hilarious. Do you think BitConnect was a scam or just ahead of its time? Scam! Like listen, here's why BitConnect was a scam.
Ahead of its time.
On the home page, it said you are guaranteed, let's just say, I'll put it at a low percent. It said something like you're guaranteed 1% return a day or whatever. People, if you compound that, if you compounded that return, like it's almost impossible to get that. And that's essentially what BitConnect was saying. They were saying you're guaranteed like a 1% return. And for those BitConnect lovers, maybe I'm wrong as far as what they guaranteed, but they guaranteed some shit. And this ain't a market you can guarantee anything in. So not only did they guarantee a return, but they guaranteed some type of ridiculous return. Somebody, I think actually did somebody did the math on it, and they was like, if what they're guaranteeing was right, everyone would be like a billionaire or something by the time they pull it out or whatever. It was crazy. So again, yeah, like Bitcoin Zay said, we're not saying don't do it. We're just saying be smart about it. That's all. Just be smart about it. The only money that should go to altcoins is the money that you don't care if it's lost. So yeah, if it's $1,000 or $10,000 for you, for sure. If you got $10,000 to spend on an altcoin, hell yes. Like I would rather spend my $1,000 on an altcoin than spend $1,000 on BS consumer goods, like buying stuff, right? Yeah, I would rather do this as well, knowing the power, especially if it's an altcoin. Forget even having a good project or a real future. I'll find me an altcoin with a community around it and be like, whatever, I'm just going 8,000, 10,000 to it. And when it comes back, whether it's same thing I did with SHIBA. Like literally the same thing I did with SHIBA. I'm just going to throw some money in it. I'll eventually come back because people love it. I don't believe in it. When it came back and people loved it, you do what you do and you keep it pushing. I'll wait for a nice little dip to re-enter if you all believe in it that much, and rinse, wash, and repeat. And last but not, there you go. Dallas gets it without saying it. Dallas Prince, thank you for the tip. Dallas said SHIBA is for the whales. That is what you all are understanding. Keep playing with some of these projects, get in, get out. But all it takes, like right now, somebody were to say, hey, I'm about to put 300,000 into SHIBA, $1 million in SHIBA, that price is going to start to peak. It's going to gain some interest. More people going to buy into it. And whoever just put that $1 million in is going to be like, and 15 minutes and we're selling.
And we're back to square one. Yep.
All right. Other than that, Bitcoin Zay, you got anything else?
Nah, nothing for me. Have a happy Monday, people.
All right. Happy Monday. Again, shout out to CryptoVantage.com. Free news and educational resource, of course, our show sponsor. And hey, they're over there talking altcoins at CryptoVantage, so make sure you check them out as well. I give it to them when they released that first newsletter that we had you all sign up for. They definitely had some altcoins on there that pumped almost immediately after release. So CryptoVantage knows what they're talking about. Check them out.